Today we're talking about Roland's premium piano line, specifically the LX706, the mid-tier price point. We're going to be talking about the features, what makes it an incredible instrument, and we'll be listening to that beautiful pure acoustic modeling sound.
Hi, this is Ted with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas.
I'm Patrick Marr. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. Make sure you check out our new website, Alamo Piano Galleries. It highlights our 9 stores across the country. See which one's closest to you. Come say hi. Come check out some really cool instruments. Meet some really nice musician people and talk all things piano related. It's a lot of fun. Today we are talking about Roland. We're really excited because we did pick up Roland's in-home digital lines recently, and so it's been exciting to take a look at the LX series, which is what they consider their luxury series. That LX, it is their premium top line, best samples, best cabinet design, best action. It has all that. We are specifically looking at the mid price point right now. So there are 3 models in the LX series. We will do a series overview. So make sure you are subscribed because we will be making that and taking a look at all 3 of them. But before we jump into looking specifically at the LX706 today, we do like to start our videos with a piano fact. And I saw Ted tuning the piano earlier today, and I was like, hey, that's a piano fact, isn't it? So we both brought some hammers, some hammer action.
Well, now this was your idea. I brought them only because you said, hey, bring your hammer.
Well, so I was like,
this is, all the pianos I tune, I never thought of this being a piano fact.
Well, and it's to me, I was like, it's interesting that they call that a piano hammer. I think vernaculars called it a piano hammer because it kind of looks like a hammer.
But it really functions more like a wrench.
Yeah, and so when you look up piano hammer, often if you're looking up the history of piano hammer, which I was, piano wrench is what was what they, and then they're like sometimes referred to as a hammer. So today a lot of people I know, the people in my surroundings, we've all talked to this as a piano hammer. But really, the correct term is a piano wrench.
Right, and this here is the tuning hammer, which originally a lot of harpsichords and harps.
So this is a T-shaped.
It's a T-shaped
L-shaped and T-shaped wrenches.
Right.
You'll most commonly see with a piano tuner that comes to your house an L-shaped, but there are different sizes. And that's the interesting thing to me is the size of the piano pin can be different.
The pins are different, and also the bits are different. But this one here, if I'm not mistaken, this is a standard no-frills piano hammer with just, notice the angle. That's the other thing, is the angle. Because when you're tuning a grand piano, those flares on the the frame, sometimes you need a different kind of angle so that this is higher up. Okay, I only have one like this and one that's almost at a 90. This one here has adjustables. This was my upgrade after I learned how to tune.
Okay.
If you get one of those, tune your piano, buy this kit from however much, 50, 60 bucks. This is about what you get.
Okay.
And it's really good. It's a functional tool, and it's got a star shape in here that works. Now the other one is unique because it has this as a feature. You can pull this part out and have different shanks with different attack angles so that you can get this up above the edge or the rim of the piano.
Okay.
It gets really hard for people to tune if you're right-handed on the top end of the piano. And if you're left-handed, the bottom end is a problem. So what I do when I tune is just change hands, ambidexterity.
And so, just real quick, why would there be a different size piano pin in an acoustic instrument?
Age of the instrument would be one, and also a different kind of maybe specialty manufacturer.
Yeah, and so usually pins will get bigger if the pin block is older because it's had pins in there for a long time, and because it's mostly built on pressure, the pins are getting loose. They put a fatter set of pins in there, and so you can repin an instrument about 3 times, 2 to 3 times, and it just goes up in sizing. And so there's a 1, 2, and 3 size piano tuning attachment. So piano tuning, piano hammers, that's our piano fact today. We're talking about instruments today that do not have piano pins. and
The Roland pianos.
the Roland pianos, the LX series, which it's interesting because they call it a piano.
I like that they call it a piano because they're not really pushing or advertising the fact that it's digital. The fact is that it's a piano. And if it were on and you were blindfolded and you played it, you would think it's a real piano, mostly because of the unlimited polyphony. And you can hit dissonant notes. You can make real, authentic noise on this just like you can on a piano.
So Roland's, I guess their ideology behind making an instrument in this caliber is to have something that reacts exactly like an acoustic instrument.
Right.
And so Ted was talking about their pure acoustic modeling, which is on this LX series. That's kind of separating it from the HP series that Roland makes. But the pure acoustic sound, it's not a sample. They've never taken a microphone and mic'd up a 9-foot piano. What they do is they have a full computer system that generates a tone, and so it takes into account a lot of different things. And really, if you aren't playing the right keystrokes and playing it like an acoustic instrument, you'll hear weird drop. It won't respond like some other digitals where you're just firing off a sample with even the smallest keystroke. It's really trying to identify what you're doing as a player and then replicating that as an acoustic piano would replicate it.
It's closer toward an instrument based on how it works than what a digital piano is, because a digital piano is just a really extremely fancy replaying machine. It's playing recorded sounds.
Yeah.
It's just reproducing a sound.
And so, so that's one incredible thing that this LX series has, the sound. But also, I was reading about the PHA 100, which is their action. It's their top grade action in their instrument. And people have done the research and actually measured, a lot of things that isn't talked about in a digital piano, which we're looking at today, is the key length and also the pivot point of that key length. And so when you see like a portable keyboard, it's about the width is pretty shallow, and the key is yay long. It maybe goes a little bit further behind.
It's a compromised action.
It's a compromised action, and when you look at an acoustic instrument, an upright piano is going to have a key length that's yay long, and so you only see the white part, but it goes on through the instrument. And that pivot point, it has to do with micro adjustments of how you play, your dynamic control. And as you move up to a grand piano and a concert grand, the key length gets longer and longer, and you have more control. On this LX706 and the 708, not the 705 because it has the PHA 50, but the PH 100 that are on the two top models, the 706 and the 708, it has the longest of any of the main manufacturers, Kawai, Yamaha. It has the longest pivot point of any of them. And so it's a hybrid grand action is what they call it. And so a longer action, with escapement, with these things that are trying to replicate how an acoustic piano feels. And a lot of people will say this is the best action because of that, because you have a longer pivot point. It has wood components in it as well that makes it, wood siding. It makes it a hybrid instrument or a hybrid controlled key. And so really, a lot of people will say the feel of the Roland is the closest to a grand, and also the sound, because of that pure acoustic modeling, is the closest that you'll get to an acoustic instrument. So those two alone, those two factors, that modeling also, in the digital piano world, there's something called polyphony, and we've touched on this on a lot of the Roland product videos, but the polyphony is unlimited because of that modeling system, where it's not firing off a sample. It's actually responding to you as the player. And then there's 300 other voices on the instrument. Only the piano ones, the American grand and the European grand, are going to have that unlimited polyphony and that kind of pure modeling technology. The rest of them are going to have industry standard 256 polyphony on electric pianos, on organ, on the synth sounds. We are going to listen to all those here in just a second, and just be aware. A lot of people will say Roland's electric pianos are the best out there, and so I'm curious what you guys will think. A lot of people really like their replicators of the Rhodes, the Fender Rhodes, and the Wurlitzer. They say Roland is kind of a step above, and that's kind of in line with Roland's purpose as a technology-forward company, as a research and development company. They don't make an acoustic piano. This is their piano.
Right.
And when Kawai and Yamaha, the other two big players in this sphere, make an instrument, they make acoustic instruments, and that's their bread and butter.
Well, they're kind of making an advertising device on their digital pianos is actually advertising for their grand pianos. It's a lure to get you to go play their grand piano, their true acoustic grand pianos, because they're putting those sounds in those machines. Whereas Roland puts in a concept of that sound. Instead of putting in a sample, they put in a model of each instrument. They don't tell you which instruments they modeled on European grand or American grand.
Apparently the picture on their website, though, is a Hamburg Steinway and a New York Steinway. So they probably were pretty inspired by the American and European.
One and the other, right. With that concept, the idea is that when you play it, it plays like those instruments because it's not reproducing the sound of those instruments. It's generating it from the program based on how those things work, including all the overtones and all that other kind of stuff, which is what makes it like a real piano. But then that unlimited polyphony is exactly what, just like, man, this is the greatest digital I've ever played, only because of that.
No, it's an incredible instrument. So let's take a listen. We are gonna run the sound right directly from it. This the LX706 has a 3-way 6-speaker system. So you guys will not be hearing what we're hearing in the room, but you will be hearing the actual modeling the modeling taken off as a sample in the computer, and you'll be hearing us play it. So let's take a listen to it. We're gonna go through some of the piano sounds, electric pianos, organs. We're not gonna play all 300 sounds, but we will listen to some of the main feature set, and then we'll come back and talk about a couple more features.
Well, Patrick, these things are fun to play, and I like that they're almost exactly like a true upright piano. And I understand now, based on that sound coming from the box and the design they did to make a resonating cabinet and just not put speakers up in your face or down at your feet, they actually did study and have it resonate the same way. All three of these models are great. This one I think is probably going to be the highlight model because it's priced, competitively as opposed to their top of the line model, that 708, which I think anyone that plays is going to want one. And this here is more like the more practical, affordable version of it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it does have that 3-way 6-speaker system. I believe when the wattage gets all added up, it's 74 watts of output power. It's not like when you look at Yamaha and Kawai, they really amp it up 150 watts, 100. It gets real big and loud. But Roland kind of caps it at 74 watts. And it's about the speaker arrangement, it's about the cabinet design and the resonance of the box. And as you move up to the 708, the wattage output doesn't change. It's still 74 watts, but they add 2 more speakers, and it's a 4-way 8-speaker system. So the arrangement
distribution is a little finer.
Yeah, so they distribute the output a little bit differently. And so instead of blowing your face off with a lot of wattage, they're like, let's
Right.
Usually people on the bigger wattage ones, they keep the volume down anyways. They keep it down at 75%, or they keep it down. But this actually is an instrument that, they're really conscientious of the cabinet design because it looks like an upright piano. It is their upright piano, and the speaker layout. Another really cool thing about Roland is they have a 10-year warranty on their digital pianos, whereas competitors are only going to have a 5-year warranty on their digital pianos. And it's an in-home warranty, so if there's anything wrong, they come to you in-home, fix it there. If not, they'll.
I don't know anyone that does anything like that in this day and age on any product. That's a tough warranty to beat.
It is.
Parts and labor for 10 years in your house.
Yeah, it's incredible, and one of the reasons why schools really look at the Roland product and say, hey, let's get these. They're gonna be covered longer. They have a really cool feature set. It's a compelling feature set.
Well, it's a guaranteed custodianship. You're gonna have someone looking out for that instrument. It should always work or be getting fixed.
Yeah, and they even have partnerships with headphone companies that specifically for schools. So if you are a school district looking for something, please give us a call. We can kind of explain some of that. But these are really popular for choir rooms, for band halls, for performing stages in middle schools, high schools. It's just a really compelling product category, the Roland, whether it's the HP series or the LX series. So yeah, things we love about it, the feel's great, the action, it's again the longest pivot point, the sound, that pure acoustic sound is incredible. Having Bluetooth availability, it works with MIDI and with audio, so you're able to play through it as a speaker system. Play from Apple Music, from Spotify, you're able to kind of stream to it.
It's a nice sound system.
It's a nice sound system, but you're also able to control the unit via MIDI connectivity via Bluetooth. So no wires, but you can have an app opened on your iPad or your Android tablet and connect the versatility of the instrument. They have a Roland My Piano Designer app that you can go in and really kind of treat it as a VST. Those real popular. Go in and change every single element of the modeling and kind of create your own thing. If that's a little too advanced for you, they do have things called My Stage in the instrument, which we were going to be going over in another video. But the My Stage kind of is the presets of that, and so it matches a tone to a room and kind of shows you the versatility of one piano sound. So the Roland series, the LX706. If you guys have owned an LX series before, if you've decided, hey, I wanted the 708 or the 705 was good for me, or I decided on the 706, please leave comments. I know a lot of people are looking for that great digital piano that kind of checks all the boxes and gives them something that no other company can. And I think Roland has a value proposition that is completely cornered in that we are the only company that does this. And so some really cool stuff. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know if you've chosen a different brand or why you chose Roland. I think all that is very helpful and will help people find the right instrument. And that's at the end of the day what we enjoy doing, helping people find the right instruments. Make sure you're subscribed. We are going to keep looking at Roland products. We'll be comparing it to Yamaha products, to Kawai products against itself, and really be looking at kind of those finer details, what separates products and which one might be right for you. Ted Barsalou, I'm Patrick Marr, and we will see you next time.